everyone, welcome to Nailed It by Aleah. I'm Aleah, and today I am going to be showing you how to do your own nails at home. As you can tell, we got some nubs going on. And we are actually going to be doing the kind of Gel X style, but on a budget. So I am using the Unigel false nails in a medium length shape of almond, and I use base gel to adhere them, and I'm also going to be using a flash cure stick. Ignore mine, she's a little crusty. We've had her for a long time. Now, if you want to follow along with me while I do my nails, feel free to. That is what this video is for. But I just want to preface, I used to be a nail tech, and so some of the tools and things that I do may be different from what you've got at home or what is accessible to you. I currently only do my nails and my family's nails, and so I do still have kind of a good stock of stuff for my family and myself, and I still treat them like clients. I still use the same process I did as I was doing other people's nails. As far as nail prep goes, I use a cuticle pusher to push them back, and then I use my drill in the reverse setting to lift my cuticles. And then I also personally like trimming my cuticles, and so I will be trimming them in this video. For you, if you want to use the cuticle eraser or softener, that works just as good. The main thing is, if you do use a softener, make sure that you clean up all the leftover oils with a dehydrator like alcohol or acetone, and clean your nail bed real nice after. So speaking of cleaning up your nail beds and keeping them nice and dehydrated, I follow this 3-step prep. It is Mia's Secret Nail Prep, Mia's Secret Extra Bond, and then lastly I put on Young Nails Protein Bond. And if you don't have this at home, acetone will do. It may not stick as long as what using these three would, but you can start with acetone. That is perfectly fine. Or alcohol. You can also use alcohol to dehydrate your nail as well. One of the biggest things is making sure that you are taking care of your cuticles, at least pushing them back, because that will help the nails last longer. I also have a pretty big nail lamp. Make sure your nail lamp is strong and it's not one of those like tiny little ones you get in a kit, because doing Gel X, you have to make sure that everything is cured, especially the way I do them. I personally like using the Beetles Base Gel Foundation because it's never steered me wrong. But I also just don't want to spend the extra money on the Appraise nail glue for it. So make sure you have a good lamp that cures all the way through, or else you will risk giving yourself some itchy, scratchies, contact dermatitis. We don't mention her around here because we ain't never had her before. You know what I'm saying? This is just the way I do things. I am not licensed. I am doing things for me and family only. And if you do want to try these things at home, try them at your own risk. Okay, so to start, we are going to push our cuticles back. And don't be afraid to get in there. Don't do it till it hurts though. You want to be comfortable. But just push them back just a little bit on both hands. Next, we're going to take our flame drill bit, and we're going to put the drill in reverse and go around our cuticles on our left hand. So the drill is in my right hand, and it is in reverse, and we're going around the cuticles in reverse on our left hand. Now when you swap and you are using the drill and you're in your left hand, you are going to put the drill in forward. So it'll be kind of swapped how it is on when the drill is in your right hand. So now that the drill is in my left hand and I am working on my right hand, the drill is in forward, and I am still going around the cuticles backwards, kind of as you would say, to make sure they are raising it up. And this applies to the next two cuticle bits. When the drill is in your right hand, it will be in reverse, and when the drill is in your left hand, it will be in forward. The next drill bit is a square drill bit. This kind of just raises the cuticle up so it's easier to cut, and I go around both hands with that. And then the last drill bit is optional. It is a circle bit, and I've noticed it's kind of helped get some flyaway dead skin here and there, and so I just quickly go around with that as well. So now your cuticles are raised. The next step is trimming. You want to make sure that you have a sharp pair of cuticle nippers, because if they're dull, you are likely to bleed. So make sure you got you a really sharp pair of cuticle nippers. And we're just going to lightly snip in this motion all the way around our cuticles. Now the most ideal is to get it all in one go, so we don't have little cuts here and there, which can cause hangnails. But if you can't get it all in one go and it's your first time, that is completely okay, because we all start somewhere. Especially when you're trying to work on your opposite hand, it's okay if it's not perfect. Just don't try to go too deep to where you cut yourself and make yourself bleed. So now that our cuticles are all done, we are ready for the next step. So we are going to get this shine, this natural shine off of our nails to make sure that the nails will stick and last. So I have a tiny buffer bit that I'm going to use. This time when the drill is in your right hand and you're going to be working in forward like normal. And then when you swap the drill into your left hand, you're going to put it in reverse, and then you're going to go around the nail as normal. I know it's very confusing working with two different hands, but when you're on a budget, you're on a budget, and it does take time, and you don't have to use a drill. A buffer will work just as well, and you can just push your cuticles back. It is just as good. You may not get as much retention, but it'll be enough for what you're doing at home. So now that everything is buffed, we are going to go in with our prep. So we're going to apply first the Mia Secret Nail Prep Dehydrator on all of our nails on both hands. And then next we're going to go in with the Mia Secret Extra Bond. Again, all of the nails on all of the hands. And lastly, we're going to go in with Young Nails Protein Bond. I recommend, if anything, that you get a dehydrator and the Young Nails Protein Bond. It is a game changer for doing nails at home. It makes them bad boys stay on there. I like to fan my nails out and let that dry for just a few seconds. Next, we're going to go ahead and go in with a layer of our base gel. Now, depending on what brand you use, they have different processes. This is my process that I've used on myself, my siblings, and it's worked. So I use the Beetles Foundation base gel, and I do a light coat over my natural nail, and I cure it for 60 seconds. I've noticed that this base coat does tend to have a little heat spike with it, and if that bothers you, that's okay. Just go with the appraised gel or whatever glue gel you'd like. Just a fair warning to my sensitive girls. And they also have HEMA-free, so if you're allergic to HEMA. And I go ahead and do both hands too, because even though it can get sticky, once the base gel is on there and cured, you can wipe it down real quick with acetone, and it still has a protective layer over your nail for when you apply the nail tip. Now, when you work with your non-dominant hand, I always like to kind of rest my hand somewhere so I can paint just a little bit easier. Don't feel bad if you mess up, just wipe it off and start over again. Now we're ready to pick out our tips. You can do this before you do the base coat and everything. I just kind of got distracted and got into it. You want to make sure that these nail tips fit wall to wall of your nail, one side to the other. And so, for example, like this one, if you can see from the side, it does not go all the way. So that size is too small. So you just kind of keep looking until you find one that's comfortable, but that mainly fits wall to wall. So like this one, for example, you want to make sure both sides are covered. And always check your opposite hand for the same size, because some people have different nail sizes for both hands, but it's a pretty good match. So I'm going to go ahead and pick out all the rest of my sizes, and I'll be back. I know my mat's dirty, but now all my sizes are picked out, and it is time to get our flash cure stick. So now we got our handy dandy crusty dusty flash cure stick. All this does is cure for 45 seconds. This is what we're going to use to apply the tips, but after we apply them, we are going to cure them again with all of them on under the lamp for 60 seconds to make sure that they're dry. Another important reminder, when you do go to press your flash cure stick, make sure your glue is out of the way or else it will get cured. I like to start from my pinkies to my thumbs. And so I got my pinky on, and double check your sides before you glue it. Perfect. These are pre-etched tips, meaning that they are already roughened up to where you're going to glue it so the glue will stick better. You can do this with a nail drill, or some people have done it with acetone before, but it's just easier for me to just go ahead and buy the ones so I don't have to do them to all of them. But you want to make sure you got enough glue on there, applying to the end where the cuticle is, and make sure you're covering exactly where it's going to go on your nail. That prevents air bubbles. So now that we got the glue on there, we're going to go at a 45-degree angle and push it on there. And we're going to repeat that for both hands. Now, doing the non-dominant is a struggle. Just don't be afraid to pull it off before it's cured all the way if you messed up. And even if they come out crooked, we can always shape them to not be crooked. So I'll see you when I got all the tips on. We've got all the nail tips on, and I haven't cured them again for 60 seconds, and so that's what we're going to do. You never want to forget to go back and cure over your nails for 60 seconds. You can do even more if you want to, just to make sure all that glue is dry, because the glue, if it doesn't get dried all the way, it can give you some issues. So be very careful. Next, we are going to file and shape them, and then we're going to do what's called smudging the tip into our nail so it kind of looks more natural. And then after that, you are ready to paint. But I'm going to show my Spider-Man set in honor of Spider-Man Brand New Day. Not sponsored, by the way. I'm just obsessed with Spider-Man, hence the shirt. And I'm going to be showing you that in a whole different video. Now that they're cured for sure, we are ready to start cutting and shaping them. Now you can buy tips that are shorter so you don't have to do this step, but I did not. I thought they would come in shorter than this. So one big thing I want to note, that these are full shape tips, so you don't want to go in with the like half moon looking ones. You want to go in with a straight nail clipper, and you don't want to get the whole tip in there at once. The whole tip in there at once like this is a no-no, because if you try to clip it like that, it's going to crack straight down the middle and it's going to ruin your tip. So what you want to do is cut from the sides, and I like to cut at an angle so I can keep the almond shape. You know, cut from the sides like so, very gently, to trim them down. But trust me, I learned the hard way cutting just straight like this, and it literally cracked down the middle of my nail. So I'm going to go ahead and file and shape these, and then I'll be back to show you the last step before you're ready to paint. Okay, now they are all shaped to the length that I want. These are a lot more manageable because I am pregnant, and I already can barely do things as it is, so long nails just would not do for me. So now you can see kind of the divot where the tip lies, and this is called, I think, blurring the tip. I like to take just an old brush, or a brush that's got an angle to it, or just whatever brush you want to use, and we're going to take our acetone and we're going to go ahead and get some on that brush. I don't like to use too much because it does get all the tip, so I kind of just wipe it on my palm. And then we're going to go right around the cuticle area and just kind of go back and forth, smudging it. And I do apply a little bit of pressure to it and make sure your brush isn't too saturated, because you don't want it to cause anything to lift. But I kind of just go back and forth and look from the side till I feel like it's blurred enough. Oh yeah, there we go. Now she's doing her job. Thank you so much for tuning in to my little tutorial today. I will see you guys in the next video where I paint the Spider-Man themed for Brand New Day. Thank y'all and have a good one. Bye.